السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. بسم الله الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد. The concept of minimalism had gained world attention with its profound idea to create a better world. To discuss the minimalism in Islam and modern perspective of minimalism, we have our two friends, Shamas Dalaluddin and Ihsan Akbar, and myself, Shamas Muhyiddin. Let's begin. What really minimalism is?
The minimalism is a form of lifestyle, but it was began in the 1960s and between the 1970s by Carl Andrew and Dan Philip. But at the first time, the minimalist movement was, it was endangered and it was encountered by the people. Then later on, it became a trend. It means that finding happiness in less possessions.
Yes, and as Islamical prophetic teachers emphasizes the minimalism concept, right?
So, of course, in Islam, we can see that Islam teaches us to leave the worldly possessions,
Yes.
which creates a disturbed life, right? There is in Quran, in Surah Al-A'raf, it says, when ayah, right?
Yeah, I think يا بني آدم
Yes, yeah,
خذوا
بني آدم.
زينتكم عند كل
Surah
مسجد
Al-A'raf.
وكلوا واشربوا ولا تسرفوا
لا.
إنه لا يحب المسرفين.
Yes, that one, yeah.
Yeah, he says in his like, don't waste your food and don't use excessively food. Allah does not like one who excessively use food, right?
Yes, there is a book named Biryani, written by Santosh Ejikana. In that book, he describes about the habit of the Malayalis, especially the Muslim Malayalis.
Yeah.
They are spending huge amount of food and wasting that food in, especially in these marriage
Yes.
functions. This isn't promoted in Islam.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yes, but the Islam teaches to minimalize these foods, right?
Yes, we can take a very nice example of our Prophet Sallallahu
Sallallahu
Alaihi
Sallallahu
Wasallam.
alayhi wasallam.
That, he was a prophet of Allah Ta'ala. When Jibreel alayhi salam told to him, ask from me the mountain of gold. But Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never asked, because he
Yeah.
selected a simple life,
Yes.
where we can take this simple life in this world also, right?
Yes.
In taking the context of the India,
Yeah.
right? The India is considered as a fourth largest economy,
Yes.
right? And the Indians, the 10% of Indians are possessing the wealth of the country,
Yes.
and that 19% of the people are living under kind of below poverty
Below
line,
poverty
right?
line.
Poverty line. Yeah, the prophetic teachings is becoming relevant in this modern context, and we have to help and we have to concern about the impoverished people.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. There's another best example of the Prophet teachings when one of the companions was taking ablution.
Sa'd radiallahu anhu.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Sa'd radiallahu
yeah,
anhu.
yeah.
When the Sa'd
Absolutely.
radiallahu anhu was taking ablution, was performing ablution, but Prophet came into him and said, "Oh, Sa'd, what are you doing? You are becoming excess in the ablution." Then Sa'd radiallahu anhu is saying to the Prophet, replying to the Prophet, "Oh, Prophet, is there excessiveness in the ablution also?" And Prophet is saying a great response. "Oh, Sa'd, when you are performing the ablution even from the flowing river, you can't be excess in it."
It's the beauty of
Yes,
Islam.
really,
right?
really.
The beauty
Yeah,
of
yeah,
Islam
yes.
depicts in these words.
When you both told this of economic and about water, there's a concept which I remembering that, zuhud.
Yeah.
Zainuddin Makhdum.
Like qanaat, the
Qanaat,
concept of the
zuhud, that all
qanaat.
includes this.
Yes.
When
Living
we
in
say-
less possession, right?
When we say about qanaat, he told about food. You told about food that day. And
Yeah.
qanaat says about
Yeah.
don't desire more food because
Yeah.
eat less. And there's a
There is
very
one,
nice
one
concept.
line
Yeah,
Makhdum
Zainuddin
mentioned.
Makhdum. وَالزُّهْدُ ذَا عَلَاقَةِ قَلْبِكَ بِالْمَالِ لَا فَقْدٌ لَهُ تَكُ أَعْكَلًا. It says, very nice word, that he says that don't run back after, don't take more worldly possessions.
Yes.
If you don't do that, you will become among your person the brain, who is the intellectual one.
Yeah. Really, it is really absolute correct. And in taking the really in reflecting on the Islamic teachings in this modern context, there is a huge difference between the minimalist approach in material world and Islamic perspective.
Yes.
You know, the minimalist movement or start 1960s, right?
Yeah.
Mentioned. It is based on for the the minimalizing the aesthetic thing, like for the furniture purpose, right?
Yes.
Furniture purpose. But Islamic takes every aspect of the human being, right? It only not from the ablution to the economy, right?
Yes.
In every aspect. Even in our thinking, we don't want to think more. That's what Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam have suggested to companions of the Prophet of him when they approached to him asking many very very the doubts, unnecessary questions.
Yeah, in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah Ta'ala is depicting as a verse that was saying that وَكَذَلِكَ جَعَلْنَاكُمْ أُمَّةً وَسَطًا. We have made you a moderate community, which means we have made you to be a moderative in every aspect of life. This is what the minimalist concept is depicting.
Yes, we can understand now that in this both, the zuhud and minimalism, we are living in a world where the material possession is very high. We see, like my experience, when other people buy car or iPhone, I have the eager to buy. Then I also brought one recently.
Oh man!
So I'm saying that
you have enough money, right?
He's so rich.
Wait. So I'm asking that while living as a Muslim, why we cannot adapt minimalism and zuhud?
Okay, Shamas, in my point of view, we have to go back to the capitalism idea, which means individualism, which means it only encourages the personality, only the individual's ideas. No, not concerning about the impoverished people, destitute, and they only, as Matt Thatcher said, the former UK president, women president. She said that there is no society, only individuals. No, it is really dangerous. Even the father cannot find a time to spend with his children to ask what's going on, like have meals with the family. There is no. We cannot think that side.
Another
that type of society.
Another great example for this, we can say that social media nowadays.
It plays a big role.
Right. When we look at in our lives, taking our life for example, when we use the social media like Instagram, right? We are always engaged in thinking, how can I make my account beautiful?
Correct.
Whoever is seeing my account,
popularity, right?
how many followers I have gained.
If you don't have, you are upset.
We are making unnecessary impacts in our minds. So the minimalism depicts that avoid these unnecessary interactions to the mind. So that becomes our mind, that gives our mind stress-free.
And when you told this, I remember, Robin Sharma. He wrote a book.
Great humanitarian.
He wrote a book, The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. In that he mentions that happiness is simplicity. And he gives a great example. I think the great example that Julian Mantel, he was a former
a former lawyer.
Yeah, former lawyer. In that
lawyer,
story,
yes.
he explains him as a former lawyer. What he does is that he don't feel peace in his life. He was the richest person.
Yeah.
He used to solve every case. He never
This
lost.
book, the Ferrari. What?
Yeah, because he had Ferrari.
Yeah.
So he didn't find peace from money. So he went to mountains of Himalayas.
Interesting fact that when we have money, we can't buy
Actually,
happiness.
in this it says that.
Yeah.
He goes to Himalaya.
You can't buy happiness with money.
He goes to Himalaya.
Yeah.
Then what he does is that he met the sages of Sivana, the wise men of those time, and they share their wisdom to him.
Yeah.
So what he does is that he learns and he adapts it. What was the wisdom is that don't take more worldly possessions. Don't buy more. Don't eat more. Don't follow your desire. That's the mind thing. And what also Islam teaches, right? Don't follow the desire. After acquiring that stage, he comes back to his place and he realizes that the values of his asset which he had. Then he shares to his friends.
Should we become that's
no, I'm not telling we should become monk. But there is a concept. This is the concept of the idea of minimalism, right? This is after example, right?
Okay. People are confused with living the capitalism. People are confused, a bit of confused. How can we live, Muslims especially, how can we live in this modern society with cooperating in the capitalism system? Is it contrary to Islamic values?
In some respect, it is being contrary, but we have to understand a thing here, that the capitalism is saying about spending more and more, and Islamic teachings is prior is promoting to prioritize our needs.
That's
as Shammas said before about the concept zuhd.
If we see about for example, like Zuckerberg. He lives in the society of capitalism, right? He lives in the society of capitalism. If we take his example, his living style, I saw that in 3 speeches he wears the same shirt. And some people says that he wears the same color shirt because it will bring peace to him. And you can take many examples.
It is a psychological fact.
Yes, right. Minimalism in psychology.
I have.
When you have mentioned like Robin Sharma, he only wears black shirt. Black shirts, right? In Zuckerberg's taking the context of Zuckerberg, he does not give phone to our children until they become 14s or 15s.
Even though he is the founder of Facebook,
the Meta universe of Meta, he's the founder.
He is not promoting his own children.
Even he know that we should minimal our life in social media, right?
We have to understand that Islamical teachings still profound in this modern
context. Also in modern context also.
In this modern context. So Muslims don't have to worry, right?
Worry about adapting minimalism because it's the foundation of Islam.
It's the foundation of Islam.
And other thing I want to say that we have seen now in social medias that minimalism is becoming trend, right? Have you seen?
Some ways, right?
That Netflix, a documentary
in the name of the minimalism.
There are 2 guys, Ryan and one other guy. They are called the minimalists.
A community.
They have created a community and they are motivating people to join their community.
But what happened is that recently I saw they are promoting that is a good thing. But some people took minimalism as the wrong way. One person I listened what he is saying that even living in house is possessing more. But what is his house, how it is looking like, nothing is there in his house. Everything is gone. But he's saying living in house is
quite enormous.
That is arrogant, right? That is how we can accept that as minimalism. Actually, what does actually says, what you will say about that modern trends?
That's cringe, man. They didn't take it in a positive sides. But seriously, the society takes positive sides. The media minimalism, media minimalism, and the food minimalism.
When we take an example for a minimalist personality from our country, India, we don't need to find a faraway person. We have the greatest example, a living legendary example in our Kerala itself. It's our Sheikh Dr. 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐌𝐎𝐃𝐄 Ustad. He is a perfect example for a minimalist lifestyle person, right? When he is having food, his teachings, everything, he's fully concepted in the Zuhd.
So in modern life we can...
And also recently that SYS, Manos, he told that we should avoid plastic posters, posters, and we should
replace it
shift
by
to the
electric banners.
Right. So it is one kind of
plastic
minimalism. Right?
Plastic minimalism.
His lifestyle is minimal. Don't do exaggerated things. Right?
In short, we can say the Islamic profound teachings of the minimalism is still relevant in modern context, and we can follow it, and that's all.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.